for now, sir, we want to get into a conversation here in studio with Ruben Kiborek. Thank you very much for joining us. Asante sana kwa kuja. He is from the African Youth Trust. Thank you very much for your time. So we have quite a number of things to talk about, but one of them really is what took place yesterday with the running mates debate. Very many Kenyans say it was a big disappointment that only one of the running mates actually came out. Is there a way that these other ones can save or salvage their image right now?
That one was, to me and to everyone, that one was bound to happen. Because the way how the debate was planned, it was not involving, never involved the stakeholders.
What do you mean by that?
I mean by that, it was on Thursday that some of them received letters of invitation, that you were invited to invitation for a debate that will take place at Kwea. That is enough story. You just want to feel yourself be there. Two, media again, planners of this thing went to media long before even involved will be having debate on this and this day. One, for you to have a debate, and when you are organizing a debate, there is what we call negotiation of the candidates. You have to meet them and negotiate with them. Which place, what about your diaries? Which day can we converge in? When can we meet? What are the means of engagement, rules of engagement? Who will be the audience? Will every person bring his audience, or will the audience be students, or who will be the audience? You see, even when this debate started, it started in America, 1960. President Jeff Kennedy, by then, was facing Vice President Richard Nixon. It received enormous fury, and in fact, we say that debate produced Jeff Kennedy to be president because he won against Nixon. But after that one, it took 16 years for America to have a second debate. 1964, they refused to attend the debate. 68, they refused to attend debate. 1972, President Nixon said, no, I'm not going. Until Carter and Reagan started the debate again. But until there was an act of Congress that could allow the two major parties to be stakeholder in commission of presidential debate. There was a women something which was a non-profit organization that will be in charge of this presidential debate. Then they hand over to commission of presidential debate. In this commission of presidential debate, the leaders were the chairman of the two major parties, which is Republican and Democrats. So you cannot say today you are organizing debate without involving NASA and Jubilee. But the thing is, without Tuju in that steering committee, and without the chairman of ODM in that steering committee. But even as we say that, I mean, first of all, this has been in the public knowledge for quite some time. The time that the first, the organizers came out and said they actually will be having, this debate and everything. Everybody was welcoming even the new idea of having a running mates debate. So it was something that was in the public, for a very long time. And the organizers, according to them, they say that indeed the stakeholders were involved and they knew about this debate, for a long time. And also, considering that yesterday, even the other running mates, they were around Catholic University, but they did not want to be part of the first, cohort or time. They wanted to be during the 8 p.m. So they actually knew about this debate because they were there. No, they knew about debate, but where the media meets and the people plan, they went to media before agreeing with the stakeholders. That's what I'm telling you. Like today, I can go to radio and say, I love this girl. But I have not met the girl, I have not engaged with the girl, why I love her. So the girl will know, yes, I love, but I have not talked with her. I have not engaged with her. Like, Deputy President received a letter on Thursday that you are invited to a debate on Catholic University, on Tuesday. And that was all. But if you speak to the organizers, they say a different story, that, they were, involved from the get-go. But anyway, maybe this, Number two, you cannot. If you want a serious, meaningful debate in this country, let Raila debate to Uhuru Kenyatta, and let who debate Raila Odinga. But you bring 18, do you know the name of all presidential aspirants in this country? Candidates, do you? Most of them, yes. You know because you are a media personality. But many Kenyans don't know. So like myself, I'll find in 2022, you want to appear in the debate. Because some of them have done nothing.
But that's exactly what the organizers did. That's why they separated, Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta from the rest. Yes. And that's also why they also separated Kalonzo Musyoka and William Ruto from the rest, who are not very popular.
Yes, they did that. But the problem was, were they engaged? Ask them, get the information. You're spinning the information to look like they were engaged. No one engaged them. They got the news that you are involved, you are invited. They don't know what the audience, they don't know what are the rules of engagement. They don't know.
But Ruben, maybe if I could just take you up on that. Like I mentioned, these other running mates, actually 2 of them, were present yesterday at Catholic University of East Africa. They were there. That means they knew, and they actually wanted to come in at 8 p.m. So in regards to whether they knew or not, they were there physically.
So to mean they were not comfortable at the time they were supposed to be live.
Yes, and that goes
back
to the organization.
That this will be a time?
Yes.
They agree? So why it never happened? It means that they communicate, maybe perhaps through a letter, that you are invited, you are scheduled to, your debate is from 6 to this time. And that is enough information.
And
without responding that we will have wanted to appear in the 8 p.m.
But that's
so that one will have been sorted before the main time, because to avoid embarrassment. You should have known which candidate doesn't want to appear this time, which one wants to appear this time, and we negotiate with them.
Maybe I could take you back, and maybe we could move on to another. But just before we let go of this conversation, remember that the organizers came out and said that for a specific time, for a candidate to appear at a specific time, that was at 8 p.m. and still at 5:30. For 8 p.m. you had to at least gain about 5% in an opinion poll, 5% popularity. Those other candidates were not able to garner that. It's only Ruto and Kalonzo Musyoka who were able to garner that. And all the running mates and everybody knew that. It's not that information that came, last minute. Everybody was aware that, this was my time because I was not able to garner 5% of popularity in an opinion poll. In
an insincere political nation like Kenya today, if you tell Dida you have 1%, he'll look at your eyes and tell you are lying. Those pollsters are fake. In an insincere political nation like this, where no one believes in any pollster, but I have 1% or I have 3%. Everyone, the moment it favors you, they were right. The moment it's against you, those pollsters are against you. They don't want me, they were bribed, they were given money. So you cannot put a rule that if you have 5% and below, no one believes he has 5% and below. No one. Even that in Jeremiah, or I don't know if
but don't you think it still goes back to the organizers? They're the ones who are coming up with this thing. They're the ones who are spending lots of money, in coming up with a debate. They should have their own, some sort of control over, the rules and regulations and the guidelines of how they want the debate to be conducted.
To them again, with that 5%, they should have come up with their internal kind of pollster. Because right now, InfoTrack is tainted. It has been tainted over time that if Joho is number 1, Omar Hassan will say they were bribed by Joho. If Buseki is number 1 in Eldoret, they will say...
But that's a perception.
So
it may that's not a perception. Be the truth.
The InfoTrack perception is tainted. I'm talking about perception. It is tainted that those candidates, even one who cannot make 0.01% will believe this InfoTrack were hired. So I believe they should have come with an internal pollster to rate who has 5% and below and say we have found out this 5% and below and you will not be able to make at 8 p.m. debate because our internal pollster showing us it is between this and this person.
All right, so that's exactly what happened. But we'll finish with that conversation and we'll go to another one. And this one is in regards to NASA, of course, Jubilee, NASA are all on the campaign trails. But yesterday NASA came another sort of like demand, and they want the election to be put off if IBC cannot come out to say that indeed they have a backup. What do you think of that? Another litigation in place?
To me, I believe NASA has never been ready for election, even now. It's only that reason to postpone the election has not been on their side. They have been looking for an excuse to postpone election because they are not ready. They are not prepared, they are not ready. So, and time is catching up with them. It's like when you're doing your KCSE tomorrow and you have not done more concepts and you know it will be in the exam. So you look for a reason. That's why the reason why students ban school children's exam because of mocks. Because they know this exam is coming, I'm not prepared.
But isn't this warranted? So, I mean, would you go into an election without having a backup of, the devices that are supposed to be used? What if they fail? What happens?
One, it is them who initiated that they want reform at IBC to be reformed. They wanted these gadgets to be up to date. And they said we believe in this gadget more than the green book and the other manual thing. And they said they want digital. And even the election should be reality digital. Now that we have agreed, all of us, let's go there to avoid all these push and pulls. They are saying again, we want the backup. We can go back to backup again, and they'll say time is not on our side. We want to clean the backup.
All right.
So it will be like hide and seek. We will not get there. For fact, let us agree. Whatever IBC has done, they have tried. We are improving bit by bit. Let them handle this election the way they know. If it doesn't work, we'll have to, at least they will have gotten our confidence.
But is
the worst thing is giving you this office and not giving you the confidence in this office that you cannot make, and you are in office. This Chebukati thing are the creation of NASA guys. They removed Isaac, and they brought the Chebukatis and the and these other fellas. So again, we are saying you want to go back to manual. When you read the manual, let us clean the manual register because there's some name which you don't want. We don't have time, for heaven's sake.
Okay. We'll come back to the conversation later on here on the show.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, we'll come back to the show.
Let me ask you this. If we postpone election, will we not have a crisis in this nation? Who will be president?
All right, fine.